Since 2019, One Future Collective has been supporting and working with survivors across urban India. It is in these conversations that we have learned what survivors need and what they truly require right now. And a big question that kept coming up for us with the survivors was they'd often always asked to choose between survival and safety. Survivors leave abusive homes, abusive situations to be able to gain a semblance of freedom and control over their lives. However, when this happens, they often face increased financial risk and dependency. Because of stark resources and just unavailability of abundant resources for survivors, there is a bit of a trade-off where we prioritize survival and we're not always able to focus on the paths of healing, justice, and safety, again for survivors. It was with this knowledge that we partnered with 5 incredible organizations working in 3 cities, Mumbai, Delhi, and Kolkata, to deliver the Survivor Liberation Project. The Survivor Liberation Project was a simple idea. We brought together 5 Cure Women trans mental health therapists who then worked with 5 groups of survivors from these organizations who were pursuing livelihood, training, pathways in some form or the other to build a community mental health program that was specifically customized for what they required. The impact of this program has been beautiful, and I hope that you will stay with us to listen more to what the impact has been for survivors and for the therapists and the program team that delivered it. For us, what has been the most incredibly beautiful part is to see that while healing can happen in private, there's a special way in which healing happens in a community where others have had similar experiences as you. In a space that is held with warmth and care for you to be your true self, to be able to share what you're experiencing, and to find others that can support you. Livelihood training and pathways are augmented beautifully by being able to embed healing justice practices in them. Because by doing so, we ensure that survivors are able to access the meaning of justice that is true to them, and not just what they need to survive, but also to thrive. Thank you immensely for the financial support that you provided to us to be able to make this program a reality. I hope that today you will stay with us till the very end, to listen to these voices, to listen to this impact, and to know that you've played a part in it, not just by sharing financial resources, but by putting your faith and belief in the fact that survivors deserve more, survivors deserve better, and that they deserve to be able to access justice and its true meaning for them. Thank you. Thank you very much once again.
If you had to describe this entire process using just one word, what word would you use and why?
If I had to describe the process in a phrase, I would call it a celebration of diversity.
तो मैं इसको एक नाम देना चाहता हूँ, शांति।
भरोसा, कि जिसमें हमने एक दूसरे पर भरोसा करके अपनी वो बात भी शेयर की जो कि हम किसी और से नहीं कर पा रहे।
Then it would be emancipation. It was emancipating for me as a facilitator as well, to hold space for fellow survivors and the group.
If we had to describe this entire process, I would use the word genius.
I think it would be connection. The journey was a lot about connecting with oneself, with other people in the crew, and with the larger community. This was also explored through movement, play, storytelling, lived experiences, and shared presence.
What is that one thing that was very rewarding or very fulfilling given your engagement with the Survivor Liberation Project?
So I felt this is something very crucial for survivors who go through such situations, and they need such support from time and again, so that they can, apart from the general support seeking, going to one place, reaching out to the police or reaching out to an organization, they also get such spaces where they can build community together. So yeah, this was something very helpful and very interesting for the survivors.
One of the things that stood out to me the most was how a group of transmasculine persons in this collective were coming together to relive their childhood desires, which they could not due to societal pressures and gender stereotypes.
My biggest takeaway has been that gender-based violence is not only a personal issue but a deeply systemic one.
অনেক রকম কথা আছে যেগুলো আমরা সচরাচর বলে উঠতে পারি না, কিন্তু আমরা এই সেশনের মাধ্যমে সেই সবটা দিকই আমরা দেখার চেষ্টা করেছি, এবং যার ফলে অনেক বেশি ছেলেদের মধ্যে চেঞ্জেস দেখেছি এবং আমাদের কালেক্টিভের তরফেও আমরা কাজ করার আরো বেশি এন্থু আরো বেশি কনফিডেন্স পাচ্ছি এবং
प्रतिभागियों की जैसे जब स्टार्टिंग में कोई भी आया था या फिर जो भी था तो उनके मन में कुछ टेंशन थी, कुछ क्वेश्चन मार्क था, बट आफ्टर 1-2 सेशन वो एक कॉन्फिडेंटली अपनी बात को बोल पा रहे थे एंड एक दूसरे से शेयर कर रहे थे।
ट्रेनिंग लेते समय हमने देखा है कि महिलाएं मेंटल हेल्थ के इशू से जूझ रही हैं लेकिन उन्हें एहसास भी नहीं है। आप पे बैठक में आकर मानसिक स्वास्थ्य के बारे में बात कर रही हैं।
What was your experience like using artistic modalities and letting creativity and imaginations run free to make healing so joyful throughout this process?
What is really interesting about it is it does not use words, very little words or no words.
And this was something we worked on through the process to express the self and expand the self, access different roles present in the self as much as possible through play and imagination.
I often expect hesitation, in using the body, in using the voice, but this group responded with such ease, spontaneity, joy. It was a powerful reminder of how healing can be also possible not only when the space is safe but also playful.
One of the participants ended up cooking their traditional sevai as a part of the Ramadan festival, and she got it for the group and for me. And I think that communicated trust, that communicated care, and that was something very warm, very memorable.
What is it that changed and became possible for you through the Survivor Liberation Project?
और इसमें आते जब बाहर से अगर उधर से कुछ टेंशन रहता था तो इधर आने के बाद में मुझे ऐसा लगता था मैं एकदम टेंशन फ्री हो गई। क्यों यहाँ जो अपने कुछ रखना है उसको रखो, नहीं तो निकाल के बाहर फेंको, ऐसा करके उनकी प्रॉमिस करने का, खुद का ध्यान रखने का, हर चीज़ के लिए बहुत अच्छा बताया इसमें। और अभी घर पे भी मैं ऐसा है कि कुछ मेरे को टेंशन होता है तो मैं अपने आप को वही जैसा कभी सांस लेना, अंदर बाहर करना, क्योंकि प्रॉमिस करा तो खुद के लिए अपना प्रॉमिस करती हूँ मैं कि हाँ मैं खुद को अभी ऐसा छोड़ूंगी नहीं, मैं अपना हेल्थ के लिए टेंशन फ्री होने के लिए मुझे कुछ करना है तो मैं अपने आप को वो काम करके सही करती हूँ।
इससे हमें काफ़ी अच्छी जानकारी मिली और जो है हेल्थ को अच्छा रखने में हमें मदद भी मिल रहा है। काफ़ी लोग ऐसे हैं जो इन सब चीज़ों के बारे में बात नहीं करना चाहते, लेकिन हमें आके यहाँ इस चीज़ों का पता लगा, ये हमें बहुत अच्छा लगा।
जो जिस बचपन से हम लोग निकल चुके हैं, जिस बचपन को हम भूल चुके थे, वो बचपन हमें याद दिलाया। जो खेल कभी हम बचपन में खेले थे वो सारी चीज़ें हमसे करवाई, और प्रकृति की जो चीज़ें जिनको अब हम टच करना नहीं चाहते उन सब चीज़ों को हमने टच करा, महसूस करा, तथा टाइम बिताया, तो वो बहुत अच्छा लगा।
और ये मेंटल हेल्थ का जो सेशन हुआ ना, तो उसमें मतलब जो अलग अलग जो एक्टिविटी हुई वो अपने जीवन में बहुत मतलब प्रभावित, क्योंकि मैं भी जो डिप्रेशन वगैरह में जाती हूँ तो मैं इसका इस्तेमाल कर रही हूँ। और बस्ती में भी मैंने अभी स्टूडेंट लोगों को जो बुला के 2 सेशन महिलाओं के साथ में भी कर लिया। सेल्फ लव मैंने हम खुद से कैसे प्यार कर सकते हैं, सबसे पहले तो अपने को खुद से प्यार करना है, क्योंकि हम खुद से प्यार करेंगे तो हम दूसरों से प्यार कर सकते हैं। ये मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा और अभी मैं खुद से बहुत प्यार कर रही हूँ और खुद का बहुत ध्यान कर रही हूँ, क्योंकि पहले हम खुद मजबूत होना ज़रूरी है दूसरों को मजबूत करने के लिए। क्योंकि हम ये खुद की तरफ मतलब ये सीख के अपने पास भी नहीं रखना है, क्योंकि हमें लोगों से जहाँ जहाँ फील्ड में हम काम करते हैं वो महिलाओं तक हम इसको पहुँचाएंगे तो वो अपने लिए बहुत ज़रूरी होता है कि हमने कुछ सीख कर दूसरों को सिखाया।